Hey, Paramount Films. Uh, it's about 5:14 here in India. I just had a weed joint. The last time I took a joint, like I took a trip and I saw the Terminator, Arnold Schwarzenegger. That's walking past. He stops by me and says like, "I'm smoking." He says like, "That thing is gonna kill me. Like that thing is gonna kill you." So I don't look at him and just say like, "Tell me what isn't going to kill me around." Like it was a kind of a trip, like movies that you make. But here's something I saw, like probably that could become one of your next sequels. But you know, I believe we are in a loop, and we are the what you can say, like the lowest version of humans, like the pristine conditions where the pristine conditioned humans were, like pristine human beings were in the first loop. Degradation started after that, like degradation as the loops continue. So I saw the whole sequel of Terminator. I mean, like the way things are. I just I'm just trying to put it the way I saw it, but it's been a couple of days. But things are just where they should be, way where they should be, the way they should be. So here's something that popped in my mind. AI is trending, I think, but humans are the optimum version of AI. We created machines. Humans created machines, and machines became more dependable as humans, and we humans became, you know, we became trustworthy as AI. Think about it, like we humans trust each other like how you would trust a machine, whereas machines are more dependable on doing a lot of things. Like a lot of people might, I mean, like human wise, we might say like it's irony. And if you ask me, I don't believe in luck or what do you call that, fate. The funny thing about this thing is because why I say that is because like we're in a loop. What's new about it? If you're a believer, if I mean like I was born in a Christian family, but the thing is like uh, you would define it the way you want to the word for the things I say, like the basis of my uh, expression is Bible, but this is where things get a little bit different. Like as for the script, like when Arnold comes in, since being in the loop, I've seen the creation of this whole existence. You can say like it was a trip, but I don't see anything out of its place. Gods and humans and all that, like all planes coming, converging, planes and mentally, spiritually, physically, everything. If you go down to a molecular level, I mean, I think you can see it too. So there's nothing new in this under the sun. Uh, King Solomon says in the Bible, I think, somewhere. So the difference between what machines and humans is the awareness. Probably we call it a soul. So, you know, it goes something like what I saw was after Arnold meets me, I see. I mean, like I'm sitting there and I'm full aware of everything. How would I relate my awareness to all this? If you can make sense out of it, you'll see it. But I forgot to tell you, like, what I've been experiencing is, I won't say, like, I'm something special. We are in a loop. It's the same old, same old. A version of me on another loop said something similar to this. Hence, this deja vu feeling, like the way people define God. I've seen them. I see them every day. I see the devil. It's a very funny thing. Like, he's the most, what do you call that, steadfast, solid guy. Like, I've never known anyone like who knows is going to end up dead. Like, and still goes on doing what his purpose is. You know, he's true to himself. I found out like faith has nothing to do with being right and wrong. It's just, you know, if you believe in what you do, if you attach a purpose to your actions with complete faith, you achieve what you do. And that's on the molecular level, it again changes. The perspective changes. So here's something I saw, like, the decadence we are in. I listen to a lot of Pearl Jam, and Eddie Vedder is a kind of saint, like, uh, his songs and all that. They open up a lot of worlds inside you. And even Chris Cornell, who is not around, Nirvana, what's his name? Anyway, I don't remember right now. He's a nice guy, the man who sold the world. Like, so the thing is, Nala comes in and thoughts begin to build up. Like, I think, like, looking at the decadence, I wouldn't mind dying, uh, if the whole thing ends. And the realization comes, like, my world is what I know. What I know is my knowledge. If somebody destroys that knowledge, you'll have a new beginning. The thing is, like, uh, I'll, I'll say this because I've been living in cities, towns, learning what to, trying to learn, and that's where things get a bit messy. From what I see, this is what happened. I went to my village. I'm a tribal. I'm from an indigenous population of India. So we've got our ancestral land. I've been, what do you call that? I've been around urban life all my life. I'm about 51. Yeah, I'm 51 now. So the first time when I went to harvest the fields, the paddy fields, while I was cutting the crops manually with a sickle, those golden spikes of grain, it looked so beautiful. And I thought, like, shit, this gives life. And the whole cycle started, you know, flashing by me, like, in front of my inner eyes or soul, you can say. Like, this grain contains the life force, the energy, and it dies. and transfers that energy to its consumer, and dies in the sense like uh, the way we interpret death is so very scary thing, like, but death on different levels acts differently. Death is a doorway. You just kind of like a pit stop. You just in the loop. You just refresh and start off again. Every end is a beginning, and every beginning is the end of something. That kind of thing. So what I was saying is like, what was I? Yeah. So I was looking at that spike of grain, and I thought like, oh shit, this spike of grain carries that energy, dies, a process that stops stops the energy from decaying, like, and it has a time frame. So that grain carrying that life force transfers into us. And this is where I remembered something that I wanted to tell, I wanted to say before beginning this video, like, as a child, if you want to learn something, if you want to have something, if you want some energy within us, we need to be empty. We need to empty our hearts of all that you know, of all that you carry, all those things. Open up like a child, and things will appear brand new to you. It's the same thing, the transfer of energy from a grain to human being. You don't feel, if you don't empty your stomach, you won't feel hungry. If you don't use that energy, you'll feel hungry. But the way to spend that energy, distribute it evenly, that the balance remains. Balance continues sustaining the life. Like the grain transfers that uh, life force into us. We use that energy to bring that grain back to life. That is the eternal cycle, eternal life. And this is where I could challenge all the governments in the world, like, the way you kill in the name of patriotism, country, or even religion. That's not the right thing. That's not the right way. The ancient knowledge, that is what I'm coming to. The ancient knowledge, the people who were in their pristine self, they used that then. Back then, there were no scripts, there were no references on the first loop. That's when things were real, like, learning meant something, not like the way schools are today or colleges are today, like where you're just chiseled, like, to fit in somewhere. And now it's what I feel is like uh, we are not creating a better world. We're not creating the future. We are just xeroxing or making a photocopy of what we liked before. And the thing is like, uh, ideologies. Ideologies are born out of social environments, this civilization, this city, town, societies, and all that, out of that environment. And with each generation, that ideology expires. You need another one. But it's the same old again. So you see all the planes coming together, kind of thing. And there's nothing like unpredictability. It's just degradation. And in a loop, nothing is unpredictable. So you see, governments, they, I mean, like, kill people in the name of patriotism. Religion also does that. The thing is that it creates an imbalance in the flow of that life force. Like, you can't kill You shouldn't kill if that life force you're not going to transfer it. If you're not going to create that way for that life force to transfer into you, even buying food with cash is cutting off, breaking that cycle. Because when you eat, when you work, when you eat the grain, when you eat the food, we eat, whatever we consume, you don't empty yourself. If your stomach isn't empty, you won't feel hungry. So it's just same thing. People like was who don't do physical work and all that, but use their intellect or their expertise, their knowledge to uh, earn their daily bread. They don't really earn their daily bread because you're just using your brain. You haven't brought all yourself together to earn that bread. So the transfer of that energy is unbalanced, and I think you can understand that when we eat a chicken, like somebody else kills it, you buy it and you eat it. And the proper way to do it is like how the indigenous people used to hunt and eat. Killing a standing, I think it's in that movie, Captain Fantastic, Viggo Mortensen. His daughter goes and sees a sheep, but she doesn't shoot the arrow. That's a nice thing, that sheep was standing, like it's not even moving. You didn't have to work for it. The flow of energy is not correct there. You have to hunt for it. You have to get it so that the transfer of energy is balanced. And about governments, I realized this, what if criminals and mafia, big bosses, murderers, rapists, and all that realize there's an easy way to do what they do? Just form a government, in the sense get together all and like bring all the criminals together and form a government. And the way these criminals operate, the way they do it, uh, you know, define it as a religion, the rights and wrong according to that. And we form a government out of that, define an area as a country, and to impose those rights and wrongs which you call religion, you make laws. It's so simple, it's so visible, yet there are funny aspects to it. We know booze is not good. Actually, anything excess is not good. Yet it's left on us, we sell it. Uh, Government sells it, allows it. Well, it's not government's, uh, you know, fault. It's us. We want that excess, and we want government to legalize it. We legalize our wrongs through government, and we blame the government. It's funny when they do things the way they do it. We blame the criminals for. We ask criminals to legalize our criminality. What we want, our shortcuts. It's a funny thing. So what was I saying? Yeah, it's not just about the booze. There are a lot of other things uh, you can. This is just an example. We in pursuit of happiness. Happiness is defined by the comforts we have, and for those comforts, as in we don't go for balance. Comforts come from desires, not needs. So yeah, these governments, you know, then again. After they make the laws, like they would need to have that continuous flow of their bidding. So what they do is like they open this education system where you condition children from the childhood. You tell them this is God, and he says this is right, this is wrong, and this is a country, and yeah, this is a country, and you have to follow their rules. One thing to remember, like one thing to see through is like if you are living in fear, it's fear is a criminal's crutches as well as his weapon, which he uses it as a weapon. You have the fear of the country, sedition, and you have the fear of your religion. You have the fear of your society. You live in a fear, like almost everything. You don't sleep a peaceful sleep. You don't sleep a peaceful sleep. You're worried about tomorrow, day after, and all that. Before the day is up, you're already spending our tomorrows. You're spending our future. And yeah, I can take on anyone, any government, but that's not the point. I just, you know, I don't want to. I see myself everywhere. I see the essence that I carry everywhere, like among other humans who are my own self in a molecular level with a very few variations, like, variations of me. Like, so how would I hate someone else? I mean, like, this is what, I went through certain things. 2020, my mom, she expired. She had 89, 90% burns. And then after last year in September, my wife had a miscarriage, and I don't know how to explain this, but things seem very different. Like, I understood, like, a turning point comes when I leave it all. Like, you empty your heart, you pray it out, like the way humans say, like you pray and all that. You just let go of things, let go. I just wanted to, I mean, like, leave everything. And the thing is, like, the way we explain things, like, visions and this and that, like, it depends on how we narrate it. But today, in today's time, I just still say, like, I have dreamt myself dead for 3 times. As far as I remember, I'm standing on my dead body. I'm looking at it, like, so uh, a lot of things come together. I mean, like a layer cake, revelations. I see things like, from that cycle, that loop, that system which is around us, which humans have created, and of all that we know, the knowledge that we have, the sense of right and wrong, it just doesn't exist for me anymore. Like, it does that doesn't exist. I don't judge anyone. That way, I don't stand to be judged. It's a funny relation, and the flow of it, like, human wise. So, you know, I'm comfortably numb. Like, I'm not afraid of death. I'm not scared of tomorrow. This is here's one how things keep on coming and flashing around. Like, I saw how we shouldn't kill because that's not right way to uh, be in the cycle. Just like the way we waste food, everything has a purpose. If you understand need and purpose, everything has a purpose. That grain carries the life force. While eating, you throw away that food, you're just wasting the purpose of that energy. That's how we deviate. And uh, feel the decadence, the amount of garbage coming out every morning, this criminal concept of country, religion, law. You don't feel it? Like people are dying mentally, spiritually, physically. I don't believe what I eat is really a food. I guess our children in the future will be eating pills, like, vitamin pills, two for this, two for that. You're going to school, you pack the tiffin for your child, that kind of thing. So that waste of energy is something one should understand, like eternal cycle, like, eternal life. Bible promises that. Hinduism says Sanatan Dharm, Dharm, but they don't follow it. We don't follow it. Nobody follows it. Uh, Based on waste of energy, we all are victims of our excess. Victims of excess. We want everything more. So this whole thing I saw, like, I saw the God, like, after apocalypse, Arnold walks in. You AI, artificial intelligence. You you give that to a machine, to that Terminator, like, you give that AI to that machine, which is more human than its creator. So apocalypse is coming. It will come, and in a loop after every apocalypse, like, there's a new this thing. No human I mean, like, no human can begin a new world with the knowledge of the past. Nobody has been so strong enough to empty himself knowing what he knows, making himself blank. This is what another, just like those, what do you call that, Harry Potter series line and Fantastic Beasts and all that. That type of, I mean, like, the branch out, that kind of thing. I've got this recording app which allows me for 30 minutes. So it's 27:59 now, or about 2 minutes. So something like that. Imagine apocalypse, like apocalyptic movies. Arnold walks out with all that knowledge. He's just a machine, omnipotent, omnipresent, everything. But he has that knowledge, an ancient knowledge. I'll leave it with this. Our ancestors, they used to say, like, day is for toiling for what you need, laboring for what you need, spending that energy for what you need. Nights are to rest, recuperate, conserve that energy. That's the eternal cycle. But that criminal who just came in and sold you a bulb, like, and you, the balance just goes for a toss, like, and that bulb was, we named it religion afterwards. Even it's there in the Bible, like, the forbidden fruit that we're not supposed to eat, which gave the knowledge of right and wrong. As of till now, I haven't seen anything else which gives us the knowledge of right and wrong, defines right and wrong. So, bye for now. We'll see each other when we see each other. Cheerio.